What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, y'all? Yes, indeed. This is me giving y'all another reaction of mine off of a No Jumper podcast. Adam off of No Jumper. He's interviewing Shawn Cotton from Say Cheese. And it's about him, well, Shawn Cotton always saying that he's getting blamed for rap beefs in Texas and Moe3's passing. And I gotta admit, yes indeed, I'm just now, moving out here. But at the same token, I gotta admit that yes, at that point in time, he was being blamed for a lot of the stuff that was going on in Texas. I wasn't out here, and even now that I'm out here, I ain't trying to be involved in none of the nonsense that's going on out here. So that's a guarantee right there. But like I said, y'all check it out. This is Adam 22 off No Jumper interviewing Shawn Cotton from Say Cheese.
Documentaries say like Say Cheese or Shawn Cotton had something to do with like Moe3 passing. It really started with Roy Lee, like the comedian.
Yeah.
Like once Roy Lee got jumped at a club one night. This time I'm living in LA. And No Jumper was just now starting off. Shout out to my homie MT, Michael Taylor. He told me about you, white homie.
Really?
But you were just now popping off, and I was living in LA at the time.
Why'd you decide to move there?
I was just staying with MT. He would live in South Central and shit. And we, like I told you, I was stick and move.
Yeah,
I was dealing with a girl out there doing like Soldier Boy interviews and Rich the Kid, Famous Dex. Like that was that era.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Trill Sammy, that was that era.
Yeah.
So I would be out there with them, sticking and moving. Chicago, LA, sticking and moving. But this was like when you were coming up, and I would always hear about you on Melrose and shit. And were you on Melrose at that time?
Downtown until like mid 2017, and then we went to Melrose.
Yeah. You were downtown at the time, but to my point, Roy Lee got jumped when I was in LA, and that's when he started going back and forth with Yella Beezy online.
Right.
And then that's when Roy Lee got shot. They said he was set up. Somebody was trying to pay him for a skit because he was a comedian.
Right. Yeah.
And then he survived the shooting. He went to a club they had booked him at, and then he died because he had a what those shits called, when the bullet blood clot.
Oh, really? He died like weeks afterwards.
Yeah. But I'd never interviewed Roy Lee or anything on social media. So when Roy Lee died, that's when it went crazy. That's when Yella got shot. And then it makes me look bad because I'm interviewing both parties. Yeah. So that's what I learned from that. Like beef now, I'll never do a back and forth. Let everybody tell their story because I'm not gonna win. I'm gonna be the loser of the situation.
Like me right now with like 4Extras and King Pill going back and forth. Like it seems like good internet content, but then King Pill goes and shoots a video in his neighborhood. Yeah. And then all of a sudden we're on the precipice of like anything could happen with this. Yeah. Like this could totally turn into a serious situation.
Somebody could die, somebody goes to jail, and then you're left here.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna say, Adam 22, he's white, he doesn't care about.
And even if you believe in what you were doing and that you didn't cross any lines or whatever.
I don't think this is off the subject, but as far as what they're supposed to be talking about, yeah, it's kind of. But hey, what y'all think about what's his name, 4Extra? Y'all think he actually blew his hand off on the 4th? Do y'all actually think he did that? Because I'm not sure. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not sure.
It doesn't change the fact that it puts a big old stank on your brand.
Exactly.
Everybody just kind of associates it with that sort of content. And that could be a real brand risk.
Yeah, because like I have AAU basketball teams. Like I get back to the community, I deal with kids. Like, you got their parents seeing this shit, like your name's attached to it. Like, bro, I'm not a street guy at all. Like, I don't even act like a street guy. I don't want nothing to do with the street. So, but just having that on your name is like, no, bro. Like, these people wanted interviews. They wanted to let their name on the biggest platform in their area, and that was that. Somebody died. I'm so it's just, that's just what happened.
I mean, that's one weird thing about the streets and gangbanging is that nobody ever wants to blame the gangbangers.
Nobody.
But you as like a square that should know better, who's in the middle of it, that's an easy target to blame. You know?
Exactly. So, but yeah, I've always, the G Money shit was real tough on me. And then like even Tech and Main Music, like they're at it right now. I'm not covering that. Tech is my guy. Me and Maine that's me and Maine. That's my guy. So it's like I haven't posted none of that because if somebody dies, they're gonna say Cheese did it. So
yeah,
it's just staying out of it.
It's wild though because it's like by doing that, by sitting it out, you're basically opening the door for all these other pages to just be like, well, we're gonna relentlessly document the fuck out of this. Like we made that decision when Draco the Ruler was beefing with everybody from Inglewood and all these Bloods in LA and stuff. We could have been doing daily like breaking down the lyrics and like Draco said this and etc. And we kind of already sensed what this was like turning into, so we decided to like not treat it like content. A lot of other pages did, and then obviously it ended in a bad way.
But see, that's why for so long I tried to hide. For so long, people didn't know who ran Say Cheese. For so long, it was they called me Say Cheese. I didn't have. That's why, like now, like I'm about to start to like this, like literally like in weeks, like to really like pump up the Shawn Cotton brand. But that's a reason why, like I really like. Academics has a brand. Adam 22 has a brand. Vlad has a brand. Apart from the No Jumpers, apart from them, like y'all have y'all personal brand. But for so long, I tried to hide for so long, bro. Outside of Texas, didn't know who ran Say Cheese.
But was that a thing for like safety reasons? Because being a journalist.
Hey, and he ain't lying. He is not lying. I mean, for a long time, and I do mean a long time, I didn't know who ran Say Cheese. I never saw that man's face. And when I did see his face, I didn't know he was the one that ran Say Cheese. So he ain't lying on that. That's facts. That's facts.
Especially a black journalist, we get
it's
hard for us to do.
Yeah, bro. It was times I was breaking news hours before like niggas knew who was getting shot.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me to go to Chicago and not know my face. Like I was in Chicago crazy, but the casual fan wouldn't know that's Say Cheese. They would just think I was the black guy with a camera. So that's when I was in Detroit, Dex Osama, like moving and grooving, like the Baltimores, the St. Louis, like it was easy for me to maneuver because I wasn't super Shawn Cotton brand. I wasn't putting that's why it throws me off when Cartel Bo said that, because I don't even speak on things. And
this was him drunk at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just saying it so that he can clear it up.
Bro, that's my guy. Like that's my guy. Like he just hit me up yesterday.
Yeah.
But I don't even like Real Tune has way more opinions than me. I'm not even opinionated. I'll post shit on Say Cheese and go about my way.
Because I was having that conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, if you want to know like what kind of person it takes to be a big name in rap media, you kind of need to be like controversial, loud, up in the mix. Because look at everybody who's killing it. Me, Joe, Vlad, academics, like etc. And I even used you as an example. I said, if anything, Shawn Cotton obviously has built something huge. It's great. It's powerful. But he would be a bigger name if he was in the shit.
Man, yeah. I'm telling you, I know so much shit, bro. I know, bro. It's been a lot of bro. It's been a lot of times where gotten killed, shot, robbed, and I like, bro. People talk to me like I really like. Yeah. I be outside. I don't be in the clubs and the studios, but like people see me. Like people talk to me. People call me. Like when that shit happened with Sauce, I've been in Memphis. I knew, like, I was on the phone with his dad, like,
really?
Hours before it even hit the internet. I be knowing shit, bro. But it's like, I can't, me being black, me being outside, having to protect my brand, I don't bro, it's times where I will send to a BZTV or, and I hate saying littler platforms, but I will send to smaller platforms so they could break it, and then I'll post it. Because I don't need on my mental. Like, I don't need people coming after me.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored?
No, that's him telling you what it is. I don't see nothing that he said that was false. Nothing at all. Because, like I said, I didn't know who that man was. Especially, like I said, I didn't start paying attention to him until I started paying attention to, Charleston White. Okay, now when I started paying attention to Charleston White, I think after a little bit, Charleston White started doing a lot of Say Cheese interviews. Okay, for a long time, I did not know who Say Cheese was. at all. I didn't have a clue who that man was. And then a few years later, I realized who he was. He acknowledged who he was. I didn't know who he was. Now, maybe cats that was out in Texas knew who he was, but I personally didn't know who he was, and I didn't know too many people that was from Texas, to be honest with you. And it wasn't like it was all cool. We actually, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. Bud Crawford, okay? Bud Crawford, okay? That was about around the time a little bit. He was going through his thing back and forth with, I'm not gonna say Errol Spence because that came later, but the Trollo twins. It was one of them. You know what I'm saying? They had their little words and they had their little say so. They never got in the ring together. But then Errol Spence got in the mix. Okay? So that's around it was a little before that time, but I'm just saying that's around the time I was paying attention to Charleston White. And then, a couple years later, that situation as far as with Bud Crawford and the stuff between, the Charlo brother and Errol Spence, came along. So it is what it is. And as y'all can see, okay, which I'm not acting like it was never an issue between people from Texas and people from Omaha, Nebraska. I ain't going to say that at all. But at the same token, it wasn't like everything was peaches and cream. It wasn't like everything was peaches and cream. It was some that was cool, and it was some that wasn't. It was just that simple. But hey, y'all share, like, and subscribe for your boy. Peace. I'm up out of here.